Okay. Alrighty. Let me edit that one out because all right, testing 1 2 3, testing out the audio quality. Testing out the audio quality. All right, testing 1 2 3, testing out the audio quality. Testing out the audio quality. 1 2 3, testing 1 2 3. All right, let's see how this. All right. We are good to go, ladies and gentlemen. I do apologize for the delay. I scheduled out the live stream. I sent the text to a lot of people, a lot of group chats and whatnot. And I did it via Ecamm Live. Actually, I didn't. I did it. Did I? I think I did. I did it via Ecamm Live, and I scheduled it out. Scheduled it out yesterday or day before, maybe this morning. And I thought it'd be pretty cool just to have that link. And then when I'm ready to go live, I will just tap into that link and then boom. It sounds pretty simple. It sounds pretty simple, but for some reason that didn't work. So I am 27 minutes late. I was actually early. I actually came on the stream a lot earlier, but due to technical difficulties, maybe, I don't know. I updated Ecamm Live. For some reason, I was using an older version, even though I had the newer Ecamm Live version 4. For some reason, I had a 2.35 or some crap like that. But all in all, we're here. We're clear. We don't want any more issues. I had to move my mic around a little bit here and make sure that I sound good. Let's see. Boom, boom. Back up a little bit. Might want to increase the lighting. 1 second here. Let's put. All right. I think that's much better. Much better. Get my brimless hat going. So I do apologize for being late, but like I said, I was having technical difficulties with Ecamm Live. It was being rather dead, not live. But how's everybody doing? Please be sure to send me some questions. Let me check Instagram. I did make a post on Instagram. Actually, let me delete that link because I don't want people to click it and then they don't even see me live because that link is probably dead. Let's see. Do I have any questions? No, I don't have any questions. That sucks. Well, that's pretty good because I wouldn't have been able to answer them. And it's kind of already too late. So this video live stream, I kind of want to go over AI and how people, well, everybody in general, are a little bit hesitant and scared to use it or scared to implement it into their everyday life. But I did some sitting down and I did a lot of meditating and I thought about it. I was like, well, the concept of AI is not really new. And when we think about it, we use AI all the time. It's just the reason why I wanted to make this video is because a lot of people are actually scared of AI, and because the thing is, you're scared of whatever's new. There's like a theoretical term for it where you're adverse to something new because you're not really used to it, which makes sense. You don't want like the new boss that comes into the workplace after you've been working with one boss for 10, 20 plus years. the new boss is going to be the FNG, the freaking new guy, or the asshole boss. Like, you don't want to get in tune with this new guy because you're so used to the old guy or gal. And I feel like that's what AI is. But the really messed up thing is that AI is not really new. It's pretty old. Like, the concept kind of goes back to, I wouldn't say, go back to like the Greeks, or Romans. Like, everybody had an invention. Like, there was this one gentleman who had an invention where he made a mechanical bird move with air pipes in a circle, and it would move on its own through air pressure and just kind of just work without people touching it. And I forget how that worked. I think it was like making music or something like that. It would just move on its own. It's just this mechanical bird using air and pulleys, and it'll just make noise and fly around in a circle on its own. And it's not your traditional sense, like what AI, like when people think AI, they think of, iRobot, they think of Wall-E. We think of so many, Wall-E was actually like a bad movie, like not a bad movie, but had like a negative connotation towards AI. Like, look what happens when we allow the computers to take over. We become lazy. Yeah, sort of, kind of. Like, for me, one of the topics about one of the things that I always bring up to people when they say, I'm against AI, I don't never want to use AI. AI is really, really bad. I always kind of say, well, how do you deal with traffic? Well, I hate traffic. Well, don't you love when traffic works? Don't you love when it's green light, when there is like no cars on the other side for you? But you hate when you go to like a rural, small town area, and it doesn't matter if there's no car on the other side of the streets or anything like that, and it's red over there. You will still have to, well, if it's green over there and it's red for you, you still have to wait for that timer to let that side go and then to allow you to go. Don't you love when you're in like these urban newer cities and you pull up to a stop at a light and it knows that, hey, there's no other cars on the other side, so here you go, buddy. It allows you to go. Don't you love that? That's AI. It's in a form of AI. There are actual, like, I don't know if you ever notice it, but there are these like strips, magnetic strips on the streets that activate and lets the traffic light know, that is like a sensor, lets the traffic light know, hey, there's somebody there. So you can allow this person to go because there's nobody on the other side. And then a couple lights down, there's nobody else coming. So there's quite literally no reason for you to stop this person. Just allow them to go. That's AI. And a lot of people don't even really understand that. And we use it all the time. Like, even with traffic, again, going back to traffic, and I'm using traffic because it is the most painful annoyance that everybody shares. Like, whether you are a person who owns a vehicle or not, like, you still have to deal with traffic because you either go to work or school. To get to work or school, you take some type of transportation. You might take an Uber. You might take a school bus. Your parents might drop you off, or your partner or friends. You carpool. And you need to understand how far you are from this particular building or place that you need to go to, and you use Google Maps. And Google Maps in particular is a huge, actually, while I'm here, let me just cancel that, the previous one. That way nobody clicks it. I don't want anybody to like get super confused. Let's see, live with Guil, 720. Let's actually cancel that one, because I don't want anybody to be like, hey man, I clicked the link and it's not working. I'm like, sorry buddy, my bad. So delete forever. I understand. Delete. saying that my connection is poor. Deleting video. You can leave the screen. All right, let's get a shareable link. And what I'm gonna do is go to YouTube Studios. Hopefully I can customize that stream while I'm on there. Maybe, maybe not. Visibility, public. Yeah, it won't let me. Because I really want to edit that thumbnail. Yeah, it won't let me. Here's your channel profile. Remember to be kind. That's my slogan there. No? All right, so let's get back to Ecamm real quick. Bum, 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 bum. Yeah, I don't know why it did that. Just content. Live. Would it let me edit the one that's live? Oh, what up, Jake? Wait. Why didn't it show me the comments? Here we go. Oh, there we go. Jake. Boom. What up, Jake? Jake the Snake. Jake the Rake. Jake the Shake and Bake. All right. Why? Boom, 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 boom. All right. So where was I? Google Maps. Sorry, I'm trying to edit out the I'm trying to edit the thumbnail for this live stream and it just won't let me. All right, so let me just, I guess I'll share the new link with everybody. So copy, paste, new link. So I'm going to text it to some folks here. New link. You have no idea how long it took me to fix this issue with Ecamm Live. It just was irritating. I don't know why, but I scheduled out the live stream with Ecamm Live, and I was supposed to go live at 7, but for some reason Ecamm Live just wouldn't, that link, it wouldn't work. Like I just kept saying go live and I'd be live and it wouldn't work for some ungodly toxic reason. But hey, we're here. Got some folks in the building. I'm not sure who's here, but shout out if you're here and leave a comment in the chat box. Let me actually tweet out on Twitter too. I want some people to know that, hey, we're live here today. We're live. Okay. I'm gonna text that. Where's this picture? New link. All right. So like I was saying, there's a lot of iteration. There's a lot of AI iteration and stuff that people don't even realize, like traffic, the lights, traffic lights, going to a destination using Google Maps. Like we use AI and have been using AI for years, but a lot of people just don't even care to even think about it that way because we're kind of, I wouldn't say programmed, but we're kind of just used to seeing the word AI and it having a negative connotation. A couple of months ago, we had a lot of artists banning or saying that they're against AI art. And the thing is, AI had more weight in that phrasing. Like it was more centered on AI and not the art. So then when you see a bunch of people on Twitter saying, how dare you promote AI art? It's like, oh, wow, so AI is bad. Okay, so I won't anything associated with AI, it's negative. But that's far from the truth. Like I was saying earlier, like people think AI is something new, but back in the ancient Greek days, I said this earlier, but there's a guy who invented a automated bird machine that would play music, and it used air and pulleys he would manually have to start it, but eventually the bird would start moving on its own, flying in different patterns, playing different tunes and whatnot. And that was a form of AI. And don't get AI twisted. Don't think that it's some type of program that has to think on its own. AI is simply, to me at least, is something that removes human interaction. Like, it removes the need for somebody to be there. It removes the need for human intelligence. It's all kind of automated. And artificial, of course, it stands for artificial intelligence, but to me, it's like more like automated intelligence in a way, whatever. Like for me, AI could be something as simple as an automatic transmission. Back in the day, which was a Wednesday, it's a Dan Cook joke, there were manual transmission cars, like you would drive stick shift. So you'd be driving and you get to a certain RPM and you shift. Well, you're in first gear, you shift to second gear, and then you shift to third gear, then you shift to fourth, and then you shift to fifth, and then you're in fifth gear, like while you're driving. That shifted in the 1933 or 1940, where a gentleman created automatic transmissions. So it eliminated the need for you to manually shift gears. And when that started, of course, it kind of took storm. And the thing is, a lot of these stuff end up going into the workplace first, like trucks. Now it became kind of easier for truck drivers to drive heavy loads and go where they need to go. And it was like when the first transmission existed, it had no reverse. So it's like there are a lot of different things that come after that. Then eventually it becomes a lot easier. Then it gets to like mainstream, where everybody else can kind of like take advantage of of what they got going on. And there's like so much more, like Google Maps or maps in general. When you're going to any particular place, back in my day, I would print out MapQuest. I would literally have like a pirate map of where I'm going. If I'm in Fort Lauderdale, where I live, and I need to go to Miami, I'll print out a map of what routes I need to take, what bus routes I need to take. So instead of me remembering everything, I went to this website called MapQuest, and it gave me a list of everything. And then that's AI. But like I said before, people just have this negative connotation in their heads of what AI is. But what you think it is, it really isn't. AI is pretty much removing the human hand and making it easy for you to do whatever you want. And like I said, the best example is automatic transmission. It's the most rundown, simplest example that I can think about. You pull up in the car, you start it, and then you just put it in drive and you go. And then transmission changes the gears according to how fast or how much RPM you are, outputting or inputting. And the engine is moving at a certain speed, and the gears will change accordingly to get better fuel mileage. And speaking about fuel mileage, there are even computers in the car to where you can make the car eco-friendly. Oh, wow. So you're driving in this type of condition, you put it in eco mode. Okay, well, we won't exceed this certain amount of RPM. We won't exceed this amount of speed. When you're at this speed, we're going to go here. And it, even with airflow, with air intakes, like you sucking in air into your car knows, okay, well, we're sucking in this amount of air. That's going to allow us to make the engine breathe a little bit more, cool down. And this is how much air we're sucking in. We need to have it to be this much air. Like your air intake has sensors in it. So theoretically, we've been using not theoretically, well, literally, we've been using AI for so long, and it's embedded in our everyday life, but it's kind of covert. It's not really in your face, and it's not even labeled AI. It's just more like, hey, your car has a sensor, and it has an airflow sensor, and it tells the engine this. There's nobody in your car. You don't have a mechanic that's you're driving with. Hey, your airflow's a little under. You need to do this. It's not. It's all automated. Oh, let's see what we got here. I think we got a comment. Let me look at the stream. Make sure that it's actually still up. For some reason, it's saying that I have a poor connection. Let's take a look at this. All right. Is it not playing? Here we go. Looks good. Looks good. It doesn't look like it's laggy. Looks like it's not laggy. But yeah, we are pressing on here, viewers. Alrighty. Let me get into some of these topics that I wanted to bring up here. Where is my notes? I brought up the Greeks. In fourth, yeah. So I brought that up. What's his name? Archytas is credited with building a mechanical bird that could fly through the air using steam power. The bird was able to flap its wings and make a whistling sound, and it was controlled by a systems of pulleys and cords. While Archytas' mechanical bird was not AI in the modern sense, it was the earliest examples of humans trying to create machines that could mimic living creatures. Throughout history, people have continued to develop machines that could perform tasks previously thought to require human intelligence. And the field of AI has grown into... Okay, so like I said before, there are so many different ways that AI is embedded in our everyday life that we don't really necessarily understand it. And I want to, before I get into it too deep, I want to talk about some creative ways, like, as some creators might look into using AI. So for me, I use Photoshop. And a couple of years ago, I don't remember when, I can't quote the date, but let me actually text my friends the new link, just so they can have it. The new link. So I want to, actually, let's add some pop to this. For some reason, it looks pretty dry. Okay. So, oh, got a lot of headroom here. Much better. Yeah. Like I was saying before, there are a lot of ways that AI can be used for creators. So for me, like I was saying, Photoshop, a couple years ago, I don't remember the date or the time or when it was, even if it was a Wednesday, I don't know. But there was a time where Photoshop implemented its AI capabilities where you can like select a subject, like, right click, select a subject. So before, when you would use Photoshop, you would have to kind of like outline or select a subject, and Photoshop will kind of understand what you're trying to pick. So it would make an outline of someone, but it would have to be so perfect, like not to put negative or dark images in people's minds, but the best way to get like a perfect outline when you're right clicking, when you click select subject, is to actually have the person naked. Like that was like quite literally the best thing. And I would photograph black women at the time with natural hair, and it was the best because they either had an afro or they had their hair back. If you had like wavy hair, or curls, it's the worst. You'd have to go in and manually, click and out. But if you had just somebody with a nice figure, simple hair, nothing too complicated, you can select them. But that was not so easy to come by. So Photoshop implemented this AI feature. Well, they didn't really call it AI. It just said, hey, we're making Photoshop smarter. The coffee's still a little warm. It's cool. And they would you'd have the ability to select the subject. And over the course of years, it got smarter. And they've implemented some of those same features into Lightroom. Now, Lightroom is one of the best photo editing apps out there. Like it's phenomenal. You can edit so many pictures. I use it to edit weddings, product photography, clothing lines for brands or businesses and whatnot. And now, more recently, there is a feature in Lightroom that you can like select different body parts. So and also if it's a group. So let's say it's a group shot for a wedding, you can select everyone's face, everyone's suit, everyone's, let's say for example, you forgot to shoot in RAW, or you took the photo and the white balance is off and you're not too savvy or whatever the case is, or there's a particular color that the bride wants. Like when you took the photos, the suit wasn't pure white. It was off. No, let's say if it wasn't pure white and the color was off white. What you can do in Lightroom now is select everybody and the suit, create a layer mask for each of them, and then make the suit white, like all of them, and adjust all of them separately. And that's just using AI within Lightroom, Adobe Lightroom. And it makes your job a lot easier, because before what you'd have to do is upload that photo to Photoshop and then create different layers for each bridesmaid or groomsman, whatever you want to call it. And you would have different layers set up, and you just manually do this. This one is for Greg. This one is for Carl. This one is for that person. And what would end up happening is it would take a lot of time. And going back to the story of Architest, let me ask Siri, how do you pronounce that guy's name? Because I don't want to misspeak his name. Let's see, Speak, which is a dope feature on Architest. Let's see, Architest of Terratanium. How do you say that? Tarentum. So Architest of Tarentum created, what year was that? 4th century BC. He created this mechanical bird that could fly through the air using steam power. And let's see what we got here. And what will end up happening is he's not using, he's pretty much, there's no human contact at all in the operations of that bird. Same thing with Lightroom. When you're editing those pictures, all you're doing is clicking. Lightroom is doing all the thinking for you. And yeah, I know it's like, oh, you're just lazy. That's what it always kind of boils down to. Like, you're just lazy. I was like, no, just I'm kind of want to spend more time with my wife. I'm more loving, if anything. There's been I remember there was this huge influx of, for me, time saving features. Like there's this app called Time Bolt. Raphael Ludwig, who's a YouTuber, he made a video maybe like a year or 2 years ago, I don't remember, and he shared this video. I think he had like a partnership with them, whatever the case was, and I looked into it and I was like, hey man, this is dope. So I bought it right away. And at this point in time, I was doing a lot of podcast production audio for clients remotely. So I wouldn't physically be there to direct and produce their podcast. They would be sending me the audio much later and then telling me how long they want their podcast to be, the times to take out and edit. I would look at it, but I'll let Time Bolt do its thing and say, hey, there's a big gap here. Hey, this is what it was. And then I'd use apps like Descript to find those not grammatical errors, but errors in speech that my clients would have, or if they would misspeak, or they would say something, or they would say a lot of ums. I would use Descript to find all the ums and all the curse words and get rid of them. Or the curse words, you can beep them or do whatever you want to, or you can find where they are and then edit them accordingly. That you'll be able to edit the video and audio at the same time with Descript. And once I do that, I would then export the final video and the video and extract the audio and then send it to a program called Auphonic. In Auphonic, I still use it till this day. I would upload the audio and have Auphonic like do a final work through and see if it can like fix or adjust the audio and make it sound great. And that would normally take me a couple hours, maybe a day or two. I would get the audio or video from my client, listen over it, watch it. Now I just use Descript, find all the ums, take them out, send it back to the client for them to revise it. They send it back. I make those adjustments, and then once I'm finally good with the audio and video, send it back to the client. They check mark it, and then I send it to Auphonic, and Auphonic cleans it up, and I send it out to the client, and it saves me a lot of time, because before it would just be me in my office in this room editing, doing so much, which is totally fine. I love it. I love doing this. It's fine. It's perfectly fine. I can do this all day. Like Captain America. I can do this all day, Cap. But what ended up happening is that you kind of get like tired. Like I'm doing this live stream now. I don't really mind it. I've been live for 34 minutes here, so it's pretty good so far. Haven't had much interactions yet, but that's totally fine. The reason why I came on live around this time is actually I had a few people actually respond to a Twitter poll. Let me actually delete that old tweet. I don't want people to click on it. Oh no, that's that wrong one. Did I delete it already? Okay, I think I did. Yeah, so I made a Twitter poll. I said, what time would you prefer to watch a live stream? and I had people say, hey, 6 p.m. to 11 p.m. So I'm like, all right, well, I guess that'll be the time for me. So I decided to go on live at 7. And so far it's good. I'm not really exhausted. I just came from the gym. I actually used AI to help me build a workout. So I thought that was pretty cool. I asked ChatGPT, hey, can you make me a workout? And it made me the workout. And I was like, yeah, I don't like this. This is too broad of a workout. I went more specific, and I just didn't like what it was giving me. So I just went to a guy on Instagram, and he gave me a whole workout plan. It was actually Jonathan Majors upper body workout. Jonathan Majors, really cool actor. He's in Ant-Man, Quantumania. It's a cool guy. He's been on a lot of other movies and projects that I love. Lovecraft Country, a lot of stuff. So he looks good now. He's in an Ebony magazine cover. So I was like, and I think he was on Men's Health. So I think the guy that I got the workout routine from took it from his Men's Health. So I did that workout today. It was intense. I'm not gonna lie to you. I have the actual list here. Like I did like a notes thing. So it's like dumbbell lateral raises, dumbbell front raises, bent over rear delt, military press, and the check mark are the ones that I actually did. So you can see it here. Where's the, you can see it right here. Block my face. So I did pretty much everything that has the check mark. Oh, I did the abs. I don't know why I didn't check the abs. That was the last thing I did. I was pretty much done. And I did let me update this real quick. So the only thing I didn't do was actually single arm dumbbell rows. Yeah, there was a lot more in there. I think these are the ones that I said, I can do those today. That's not going to suck. I can take care of this. So it's not going to be too bad. And I wanted to die. So that was a good thing. I felt great. I'm not gonna lie to you, it felt very exhilarating. Wish I had like a workout partner, but I kind of love the solitude, just listening to some anime motivational, some anime music, listening to a lot of Patrick O'Hearn, which is very calming. Working out could be very chaotic. It's one thing that I do when I work out is actually a lot of people walk in the gym all mad, I'm angry. I like to walk in there and just as I'm doing my sets, I smile. You feel good. I don't know if this is true or not, but I hope this is one of those things where it's like, I hope it's not one of those things where it's false and it's a lie, but people said it. And it's, it takes more muscles to frown than smile. Smiling takes less effort. And it's just something that I would hear all the time. And they say, smiling is easy. It takes less muscle. So you're straining your face when you frown. And I'm like, okay, so yeah, I'll try that. So every time I did a set, I would smile. I'll keep a smile on my face simply because this person said that it's easier to smile. And also All Might, one of my favorite characters of all time. He always walked around with a smile. So All Might's right on my wall, smiling. So yeah. This is kind of getting off topic. I feel sorry for anybody who's actually watching the restream, because they'd be like, oh wow, he's getting into tech. I mean, he's getting into his workout. This is just, I should have probably made this into a podcast now that I think about it. I'll probably record a podcast and just put it out there. Yeah, I probably would do that. Yeah, but one more thing I wanted to touch on in regards to AI. Let me look over my notes here. So virtual assistants like Google, Siri. I know a lot of people don't really use them, but I use them. I had an Alexa. I just didn't really, I don't really like the interface. For me, I'm a big UI guy. The user interface to me, it's everything. The continuity of how it works with other devices in my home, how it connects to them, it's super important to me. And we had an Alexa for a very long time, like the Alexa Echo Dot or something like that. And I bought it a couple years ago because I did I was doing some type of contest for an old podcast, and nobody claimed it or nobody won the prize. So I just always kept it in my storage unit. So when me and my wife, we got a Google Home camera, I said, well, I want to be able to connect with it remotely. You can, but I also wanted to use like the doorbell and announce, because the thing is, when somebody pushes the doorbell, we don't really hear anything other than from the app, which is cool. But I would really love to have a device where when somebody hits the doorbell, it rings and chimes inside the house, because the doorbell that we have is not a powered one. It's a battery operated one. So it's not plugged into the house. It's not plugged into the wall, and we don't have a traditional doorbell at our home. So there was really nothing else for us to connect it to. So I used the Echo Dot, and it was great because I'll ask Alexa certain things. It'll tell me how soon my package is coming. It will give me information. And I was like, this is really cool. I just don't like the UI. And then when my wife would want to listen to music, it would connect to, the Amazon Music. But then when that trial was up, it wouldn't play specific songs. And I was like, okay, well, this is annoying. So eventually my wife was like, let's just get the Apple HomePod Mini. And I saw one on OfferUp. We didn't get the OfferUp one. It was just, I think it was like $85 or something. And I was like, why don't we just go to the Apple store and buy one new? And she was like, we're going to regret this. We're going to regret it. It's going to be so unnecessary. And I think we've had it for about 2 to 3 months, and we use it like every single day. We attached it to our TV. We have a Apple TV in the living room and in one of the bedrooms. So it's amazing. And I can't stress it enough how amazing it is to have a AI system like the HomePod or HomeKit. And our home is basically a smart home. We have, the home security system lets you know what doors, windows, the temperature of the home. We have what is it? The security system. We have the security cameras. We have a lot of other stuff, and it's all tied into, the apps that we use. The HomeKit. We have a August smart lock, which is like a smart lock. We've got it since we purchased the home, and every new iteration, every new version, we would just simply upgrade because of convenience or new features that kind of align with what we have going on. It's great, like being able to allow someone into your home, and when you're not there, or hey, I have a client waiting outside and it's raining, and I'm like 5 minutes away. And I'll let them in, just let them in. Or my mother-in-law lost her key. She's trying to get inside the house to get something. Unlock the door while I'm away from home. It makes life a lot easier. In the traditional sense, my mother-in-law or my clients would have to wait for me to get home, which is fine. But there are a lot of times where our interaction is unnecessary. If my mom wants to come over and hang out. Yeah, she wants to hang out. Cool. But if my mom wants to come over and, borrow, I don't know, or drop off some green onions and she left her key, or, she wants to pick up some stuff, some supplies, or pick up my camera because she wants to vlog or something like that, she would just get inside the house, use her key. But what if she doesn't have her key? What if she lost her key? So one more thing for her to remember unnecessarily. Just come over, let me know when you're at the door. I'll unlock it. You get inside, you do what you have to do, and leave. And that's pretty much it. I can't stress this enough how powerful AI is, and a lot of people don't really understand it because of the fear. And I said this earlier. Fear is kind of like the thing that you normally would have for something that's new. If it's new, like if the new boss or the new guy at work, it's not really fear, but it's more of like it is rooted in fear, but outwardly it's not fear. It'll come out as defiance. It'll come out as, screw that. I'm not doing that. Why would I want to, learn something new? Why would I want to learn somebody's ways? Why would I want to deal with a new person? I liked the old one. I liked the old way. Why would I want to deal with the new operating system? I'm good with the old one. I'm comfortable. It's fear of change and fear of evolving. And that's not really the type of person that I am. I'm always just on the forefront of just moving along, except for like software updates. I'm like really bad at updating my software, obviously with Ecamm, because I was late for the stream. Yeah, that really sucked. But all in all, it's when it comes to AI or technology in general, I love to embrace it with open arms. Let's see what we got here. I love to embrace it with open arms and allow myself to figure out how can I use it? How can I use it to my advantage? Like I really love Google Maps. Google Maps, the way that it works is that when you use Google Maps, you kind of allow Google to track you in a way. You kind of let it know, hey, your habits. Hey, you're going to work at this time. And around this time, there are 4,500 people that take that route. And those people go around your time. So if you want to beat them, you got to leave earlier than would you have to, like normally more earlier than you would have to. You would, hey, by the way, there's a detour. Hey, there is a huge accident here. There's a huge stop right here. Therefore, there might be an accident. Take this detour, leave now. And there's a lot of cool ways that you can just get to where you need to get to without worrying about traffic. And that's all due to AI. Then mind you, there are people who don't use Google Maps, who don't use Apple Maps. They just drive to work out of habit. Then they get to a traffic jam. They're like, oh man, what the hell? But I never really deal with it. I never really deal with traffic jam because as soon as I plug in my phone to my car, I have Apple CarPlay. It knows, well, Guil's leaving his home at this time. And around this time, he's always going to work. Oh, Guil's going to work. Oh, well, since Guil's going to work, it will automatically just pop in like as a notification. You own the device. You've probably seen it. You're going to work. Oh, by the way, there's like this weird accident. I suggest you take this route instead to avoid. This is how long it's going to take you to get there compared to what you would normally do, your normal route. And you just have like, okay, well, that is 2 to 3 minutes shorter than I normally would, travel. But it's just one of those things where you just have to realize that not everything is to your detriment. And like I said before, like the adversity or the opposition for AI really is just rooted in I'm scared. Now, will AI take jobs? Sure, I'm pretty sure it will. But I feel like it's all about how you think about it and how you can leverage AI. Because, like, let's go back to the example of manual and automatic transmission cars. It made a lot of people upset. Oh man, there is now more work to build an automatic transmission vehicle. It's more work to do the oil change. There's a lot of work. That created more mechanics, because now more mechanics they need them to expedite the oil change, and they needed to expedite the maintenance on these vehicles. And the entrance or the invention of the automatic transmission enabled a lot of people to drive vehicles, because that learning curve to drive manual no longer exists. So now you have more people on the road. More people on the road means that now there are more insurance claims. Sorry to say it, but now that's creating a job for more people. And then there has to be more police officers patrolling, more cabs, because there are more people driving, meaning there are more jobs, more buildings, more workplaces. And then not everybody wants to drive. So then there are cabs. And it's just something that's like a microcosm of just things kind of piling on top of each other. And what ends up happening is, and it all kind of branched off of one person thinking of a thing that is going to eliminate the need for human interaction. Henry Ford with the assembly line, even though it's not AI, it is in a sense where he's kind of streamlining or removing human interaction with the building process, or the whole building process. He compartmentalized the invention or the building of a vehicle and just streamlined it a bit. To me, that's like AI in a way. It just kind of removes not 100% of human interaction, but it just kind of made it a lot easier. And now there are machines that build cars like without humans. Like, it's insane. All right, hope y'all enjoyed this rant. I want to actually do a proper podcast on this. It kind of sucked. I had nobody on here. Oh man, that really blows. But it's okay. I probably should have did a more extended launch. I should have probably said, hey, Saturday I'm going to be doing a live stream, but I kind of waited. I got really excited and expected people to come on like right now. All right, y'all, hope y'all enjoyed this live stream. Like I said, I'm going to be recording a podcast version of this. That way it can kind of be a little bit more sensical instead of me just blabbing. All right, y'all. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Have a nice one. Peace. I was here for an hour. Wow. It's a long time.